All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast called Split Decision, brought to you from the SinCal studios. Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis ready to break you off some MMA news. Obviously, we have a guest in here. We call him Tarzan. His name is Terrill. Why are you here?
He's the internet troll extraordinaire.
Oh, well, we have a MMA event.
Do you?
Yeah, November 18th.
November 18th.
Yeah, I tag in all the posts.
You do tag in all of our posts.
You know what I mean? So you know it's there.
All right, so November 18th right here in the Central Valley. Is it going down at the Modesto Centre Plaza?
Yeah.
Okay, and tickets are on sale now?
Yeah, now you get them online at Eventbrite, or you can go to bookies.
And what if we're going to look it up, what are we looking up?
It's WarFC.
WarFC, November 18th, downtown Modesto at the Center Plaza. Look that up. How many fights you have lined up?
Right now we're sitting at 12, but obviously with ammatours you get a lot of guys backing out.
You never know.
So how many alternates do you have?
Hoping for 8.
Yeah, you want an 8. If we hit 7, we'll still be stoked. You know, to be honest, camo kind of gets you.
Do we have a heavyweight? We got a heavyweight?
We had heavyweight.
We had.
Then he backed out. He didn't want to fight Rich. So.
Oh, that's right. That's the mouth. That's the mouth up north.
Well, there was 2. There was an Antonio Jimenez, I think his name is.
Yeah.
From Stockton. He wanted him.
Right.
And then Rich wasn't supposed to fight till February.
I think it would be Jimenez, not Jimenez.
Jimenez. Then there was that Curtis fool. That guy's a fucking idiot. Just ran his mouth. I'm thinking, I want Rich. Hey, I got Rich for you. Oh, no.
I meant the Rich over there.
Yeah, and then he said, I'll do it up here.
Yeah, I'll do it up here. Well, he ran his mouth so much about getting paid that a week ago, every promoter in California got an email from Camo about not paying fighters.
Yeah.
Which you can't. Which, I mean, it's like, but there was guys that
that's the whole thing.
They'd want them, so hey, I'll give you $500. You come fight, so you don't fight on that guy's.
Right. I mean, you guys can put them up in a hotel. You can pay.
Yeah,
you can help pay travel and food.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You give them. You know, obviously you could give them tickets.
Right.
And stuff.
So do they get a cut of the tickets?
No.
Okay. So here's my question. Back when I was managing fighters, it was a while back. I would get them paid through sponsors. Is that allowed?
Yes, whatever they want to do through sponsors. The sponsors can, because a lot of times the sponsors will do, they'll pay for their blood work, they'll pay for their travel, they'll pay for their food, that kind of stuff, which allows them to not have to pay their own money.
Yeah, that's what I did. I had the sponsors pay for their food and blood work.
Yeah, you do that.
That's
the way it works.
Yeah. I can just picture him running around with his little tennis racket, screaming shit from outside the ring.
Go!
That's exactly what I did.
Dance, monkey, dance!
Little mouth of the South.
So November 18th, downtown Modesto. If you're not going to Guns N' Roses, go watch the fights.
Yeah, I know. Really, GNR? Come on, asshole.
Yeah, same day as you. He planned that shit in advance. He was like, when's Terrill doing this shit?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. He's talking about, there's one in Snore that did that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we've had ours up there since June. No Limit, I think what they're called. They were supposed to be down in Bakersfield.
That's the one that you were talking about. They wanted the radio station to push.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was supposed to be down in Bakersfield. Matter of fact, we lost 3 fights because the guy's like, oh, well, there's a show down here. We don't want the trip. Which is, hey, whatever, You have to drive 3 hours. But then, I don't know.
Some guys, though, they use that to cut weight. I've heard plenty of stories of guys that are like, I got to fight in 6 hours down in L.A. I'm going to put a sweatsuit on and drive with the heater on.
Yeah.
That's when you don't make it to your destination.
Get down there, make weight, and then he's like, cool, I'm fighting tomorrow.
You better hope you don't hit a traffic jam. Just pass out.
You're going to start hallucinating shit behind the wheel. Yeah. Start pissing inside your sweatsuit.
Maybe that's what remember that crazy lady they caught in her diapers? They said she was driving across.
The astronaut?
To go kill somebody?
No, she was cutting weight for an MMA fight. I don't know.
God, ballsy, dude. Fucking diapers on. She's like, fuck it, I'm driving all the way through.
I swear to God, I just saw a mood. Girls' night.
Yeah.
Dude does the same thing when he's going to chase down his girl at a bachelorette party. Cops get him with the diapers on. No, I was just, you're into some weird shit there, buddy. It's all right.
Literally, he's in some weird shit because he's wearing a diaper.
Depends on what he ate.
Can you blow me where the Pampers is?
All right, so jumping from there into our news this week, of course, we had Halloween on Tuesday, and from MyMMAnews.com, we have some MMA fighters that celebrate it.
There's a lot of MMA fighters that celebrate Halloween. I mean, we got a whole list here.
When you see a good one, Josh, throw it up and blow it up.
Well, there you go. We got
Angela
Hill.
Skeletor, come on.
Angela Hill was
She always
He-Man.
has the best costumes anyway.
He-Man and Skeletor.
Nice.
And then we got, who else we got? Ariana Celeste as a vampire?
Whatever.
Sure, why not?
That looks nothing like Tom Cruise. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know what kind of vampire she was supposed to be, but
Don't know what it was.
Those
we
are
got
really tiny panties.
Vacation Batman. We got Will Brooks doing. He's got the Huntsman, Red Robin Hood, and their little kid is the Wolf. It's kind of cute, yeah.
Little family costume.
I got this little action going on.
I'm glad you didn't put that right next to Ariana Celeste, so we didn't go from like sexy vampire to kid in a wolf costume.
Right, we got Chuck Liddell's a SWAT team member, his wife is Wonder Woman, and then you got Randy Couture, and I can't remember, I don't know if it's his wife or girlfriend or what, but they're LMFAO. Yeah, Uriah Hall over down here is
Here's a question. Is it weird because if Chuck Liddell went as a SWAT team member and his wife went as Wonder Woman, obviously they didn't agree on their costume. So what happens if you're like a SWAT team member and your wife is Wonder Woman and then some other like random dude shows up as Superman and all of a sudden they're pairing up? Isn't that a problem?
It could happen.
Did it happen to you?
It happened to him.
You got John Dodson.
Salpino apparently wants to have sex with the furry guy.
John Dodson going as a voodoo doll. You got at first I thought he was dead, Hugh Hefner, but apparently Todd Duffy went as Popeye with a mermaid.
Dead Hugh Hefner.
I thought it was gonna be Hugh Hefner.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You got Carla Esparza going as the Mother of Dragons, right there with her dragon dog.
Perfect.
Kind of cool. This, I think, won the internet that day.
Who was Leia?
That was Jen Frey from Invicta.
Okay.
Current champion. She went as Leia. A really ripped Leia.
What was Felice Herrig?
She did not because she's in training camp.
So she didn't dress up?
Nope.
Was she worried that it was going to fuck up her weight cut or something?
I have no idea. Did not dress up. She put up on her Instagram, I did not dress up. Here's the last 3 years I did.
She dresses up on like every random Thursday of the month.
Luke Rockhold. I like that he's even in the heels, man.
Is that I'm going to get you, sucker?
They're not. That's not fully because you don't have the goldfish in them.
You got Amanda Nunes going as the Beast with her girlfriend going as Belle.
All right.
We got Jessica Penne doing Purge. Her and a couple of the other female strawweights, they all went together to a party and they were a bunch of Purge girls. Oh, yeah. Then you got Platinum Mike Perry did not dress up, but he released this video on his Instagram of him throwing leg kicks and punches to a pumpkin while his girlfriend or wife held it.
It's kind of terrifying.
It's kind of terrifying. Oh, yeah, there you go. You got Rowdy Beck Hyatt, another Purge girl. Then you got Alessio Sakara as a monkey, which was one of the weirdest videos ever. It's just Alessio Sakara with dance music, just doing this in a monkey suit.
That's all you got to do.
That's all he does.
It's the less is more, man. Less is more.
Tisa Torres and Rocky Pennington. Obviously, Rocky Pennington did break her fucking leg.
Yeah. Did she do the peanut butter jelly time dance?
She's carrying her.
I've never wanted to be in a banana suit more.
There you go. There's the Purge girls.
At the same time?
Kind of cool.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Cool. That's rough. That's a good, nice little triangle to be in, though. They could give me the muffler. I wouldn't mind it.
You put the banana in the tailpipe? You put the banana in the tailpipe.
What do you think's the best costume?
Tisha Torres. I don't even know what she was, but
The vampire.
the banana. I'm down with the banana.
Nobody's going with Leia? I thought Leia was pretty good.
Leia was pretty good.
Leia's played out.
It's played out.
Yeah.
It's a timeless classic that's played out.
Moving on to some more news.
Where were you for Halloween, Dodge?
What was I?
Yeah.
I didn't dress up.
No?
Nope.
Did the whole
he was a sushi.
Are you in
a
training?
Sushi restaurant
No,
owner.
I handed out
Dodge is in
candy.
training too.
I just didn't dress up.
All right.
Handed out some candy.
Who are you, Terrill? Tarzan?
Oh, it's nobody.
No?
Kool-Aid Man.
We're a lot of fucking fun people here that like to dress up for
You were
Halloween.
alien
I
doctor.
was alien doctor guy.
You were out probing people.
I was.
Yeah.
Scaring the shit out of my neighbors. It's
Where were you
awesome.
this year, dudes?
I was a pirate.
You're a pirate?
Yeah, I had the little buccaneer with me.
What kind of pirate?
Oh. You know what the butt pirate's favorite letter is?
Ugh.
Oh.
Oh. No, it'd be the C. Moving on
Brandon
from there.
Marino is going to be facing no discipline after his USADA test concluded that the test failure was due to tainted meat.
Was it kangaroo?
No, it was from
Man.
Mexico.
What you have eaten.
Wait, how did they
was
prove it was
human
tainted meat? It was human meat.
Because
How come?
it was due to the meat that has been tainted with clenbuterol in Mexico.
Did they bring back a sample?
Yeah. He's from Mexico. They go to the place where he gets all
So
of
he
his
just like
meat.
rolled down to the carne asada. Was like, can I get some more of that real quick?
Need some more of that and you get it tested.
You know what that cow looked like, dude?
Buff as shit. It looked like
He was all moo, bitch.
looked like the kangaroos in Australia. Ones that'll choke you out and steal your dog.
Further in some USADA news, we have Jim Wallhead also has been busted by the USADA.
For having a bad last name.
You don't like Wallhead?
I never had Wallhead dudes.
He was notified.
I'm trying to figure it out, like Roadhead.
No, it's like a glory hole.
Yeah, it's a glory hole. You
Is it really?
You don't know who's. I have one. Kevin's next door. So.
You can't really tell what's going on, but you're just kind of like this, you know?
He has said.
It's Wallhead.
I mean, the best part is when you're surprised by a beard, right? So.
It's an extra tickle.
He says, I have to do a post on this because I know how people react to this shit, and I've already had a couple of people who I know doubt me. Here it is. I've been flagged by USADA for Osterine. I have no idea what that is, but obviously I'm going to request my B sample be tested. Here are my thoughts on this. I think it's really stupid enough. If you think I'm really stupid enough to cheat or take a banned substance and you don't know me, I've never taken anything at all. Why on earth would I get to the UFC, which took me 12 hard years of hard work to get to? It's fucking ridiculous. Let's see what I've gone for back eight drug tests already with USADA, and I've never had anything come up. He says, I'm fucking fuming. The only thing here, he goes, this is what I think is great. The only suggestion is on USADA, don't even drink protein shakes because you're taking a risk. All I've had different in my camp that I could think of was caffeinated drinks, BCCA, ready-to-eat meals, protein pancakes, protein drinks, protein bars, and electrolytes. So you changed 7 fucking things in your camp, and you're like,
I don't know what happened.
how did it happen? It's one of these 7, and all of the things that are in those 7.
I did nothing different except for these 7 things.
I mean, what do you... I guess my thing is if you're a fighter...
It's not deliberate. I'll agree with him. It's not deliberate.
Anything that gets delivered to your house that you're going to be changing your camp, I would send it to USADA first to be like, before I even put any of this in my mouth, in my body, can you test all this shit?
Well, we've been asking for USADA to put out a list of stuff that they know is safe, and
but they
have one.
They update that all the time.
They have a list of safe things, and they also have a list of things that have been busted for having banned substances in them.
Okay.
So are these guys just being like, is there a list somewhere? Fuck it, just get it off the shelf. It's on sale.
Yeah, but there's so many new things coming out all the time. It's almost impossible to keep up with
You
that.
get sponsored by them,
Yeah, true.
and it's free. You know.
But what was the one like last week? It's like it was the name was actually amphetamine, and they didn't know.
The guy's like, I didn't know it had anything in it.
It was like Steen.
Stain.
Moving on to the New York Athletic Commission, they've decided to adopt 2 new rules. One of them is they're going to be allowing replay. This is going in before UFC 217, which is happening this weekend in New York at Madison Square Garden. And the second one,
I'm sure it'll be executed flawlessly in New York.
is something that we've
fucking do anything right.
is something that we've talked about for a little while now, and that is going to be the release of bodily fluids. New rule. So, if any combatant at any time during a round visibly loses control of a bodily function, vomit, urine, or bowels, the fight will be stopped, and combatant shall lose the contest by TKO.
Oh, you can lose by a shart?
Yep.
That would change a few outcomes in the past because we've seen it happen.
Yeah, we've seen it happen.
Oh, man. Especially right after a weight cut?
Who did it? Was it Tim Sylvia against Asuero Silva?
You are not going to be
one?
able to trust a fart, dude. No way.
I don't trust a fart anyway.
So that,
Yeah, but that's because you don't have any spokes on the wheel anymore. That's just...
Yeah,
We talked about, obviously,
like
Felice
blowing
Harry
across a
having this happen with Justin Kish. Justin Kish obviously being the one who accidentally defecated during her fight.
Definitely the guy who shit after the chili contest, right?
yeah, but he'd already lost. It didn't matter. That guy lost when he woke up that morning.
Shook it off his leg.
Wouldn't that suck if they named that rule after you? You know.
Yeah, this is the new Justine Kush rule or the Tim Sylvia rule.
Tim Sylvia rule. Tim Sylvia did it when the whole camp was going through the stomach flu.
Yeah.
And they were all getting sick.
They're like, man, you still need to fight. He's like, I'm not really feeling good. No, we really need you to fight. We need you to keep going so that, this card stays good. All right.
Yeah, because some of those moves are basically squishing you out like a toothpaste.
No, but he just he threw a high kick and shit himself at the same time.
He reached a little too much and it just went whoop.
No, you don't trust a fart, you don't waste an erection, you never pass a bathroom. That's just 3 rules to live by.
But what if it's a really awkward erection?
Don't waste it, man.
Don't waste
Don't
it.
waste it.
no one's
won't
gonna,
find a
no
wall.
one's gonna
You gotta
judge.
find a wall.
No one's gonna judge. Don't worry about it.
None of us will look, dude. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Well, who do you
What's
think?
that
Who do you
guy
think?
doing?
Who do you think gets the first sponsor from the pins?
From Depends.
Justine Kish.
Justine Kish. She's still active. Tim Sylvia's not active anymore.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I think I heard he's trying to fight super heavyweights again.
Really?
Yeah.
This guy's trying to fight to get
Yeah,
out
I
of
seen
bed.
something on that too.
Yeah. Moving on to Dana White into a little bit of a beef with 2 of his fighters once again. This one further with Mark Hunt. He Dana White has come back further out on some of the comments that have been made back and forth between himself and Mark Hunt. He says, Mark Hunt recently wrote an opted piece for Australian website described with some serious symptoms. He wrote that he's starting to stutter and slur his words. He wrote that he's not sleeping well. He wrote that he can't remember what he did yesterday. These are his words from him. How is he saying that it was taken out of context?
They were taken out of context.
Can you take your own words out of context in something you wrote? So you know what I did? I had my team contact his management the first week about learning about these symptoms, offered to fly him to Las Vegas first class to visit the brain center, which is the best brain center in the world. We also offered to get all the tests done and pay for everything. You know what he said? No, he absolutely refused. He said, how can I put a guy with these symptoms that he's experiencing immediately back in the octagon without additional tests? I definitely wasn't going to do that, so I did the one thing I could do, which was to pull him off of the event. That would have him fighting just 9 weeks after writing a piece that he wrote to have the proper time to see a specialist. Let me remind you, this is an event that I've already signed contracts for, that I spent money marketing, advertising. This was a big loss for us, but it was also the right thing to do. Here we are now, after all of this, Mark saying that I have it out for him, holding a grudge because of the lawsuit. Well, let me ask you this. Would have I placed him in 2 additional fights, one of which he headlined in, paid him $1.6 million, which includes a $50,000 fight of the night bonus and a $25,000 discretionary bonus after the lawsuit if I have an issue with the guy?
Oh, it sounds like he's trying to pay him off.
Suitcase money, man. Suitcase money.
Yeah.
Look, if Mark Hunt wrote the piece himself and then tried to backpedal, he kind of put himself in that corner.
Yeah.
You know, he pigeonholed himself.
I mean, what do you guys? I mean, I think we've talked about this a couple times now. What?
I think if you were sure that there was nothing wrong with you, I would have got on the plane and had myself checked out.
Right?
Yeah, and how do we know it's the best brain center in the world? Did Trump say so?
Yeah. God, you stole my joke.
The biggest.
It was great. It was huge.
We got the best brains here,
It was
people.
huge.
Apparently, the
Mueller's
Luvo
investigating
Brain
it
Center
right now.
is the highest rated in the world.
Huge.
Mueller.
Are they using it for the NFL?
What's that? Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Also, Dana White was recently on the Jim Rome show, and they were asking him about John Jones.
Fuck Jim Rome.
He says, I don't know about him. I don't know if he's a type of money guy. He's just not really that kind of guy. I just think that John likes to party, and he's a guy who likes to go out and have fun and do whatever he does. I think the money and fame made it 1,000 times worse.
But it doesn't matter. You don't party with steroids. If he got popped again with cocaine or something like that, I could see. But he got popped for a roid.
Maybe you don't party with steroids. I don't like your kind of parties. Fuck, man.
Can you really party when you have a huge sack between your legs? You got to suck that shit up. With the
I mean,
He said, Dana White says,
I like how you added with the roids on there. You got to suck that sack up with the roids.
he said, even worse than this, he said, this guy is looking at jail time. This judge gave him another shot, and this guy was looking at some serious jail time, and had a lot of bad stuff. If that didn't wake him up, if that's not your wake-up call, you are unfixable. Basically, that was the big quote and the big headline that a lot of people picked up, that John Jones, according to Dana White, is unfixable.
But if they clear him and he'll come fight, I'll make money off him.
Damn right. He's not going to cut his contract.
You know what I'm saying?
He's not going to just fucking give him to Coker or Ryzen or something.
Dana White does believe, though, that his story will be a great 30 for 30.
Sure it will be.
Do you think John Jones is coming back?
He still has.
I believe he will fight in a ring somewhere.
The UFC's not going to let him fight for anybody but them. He's still considered like the GOAT. A lot of people still consider him the GOAT.
Okay.
So you're not going to give the GOAT to somebody
asterisk.
else. Well, he's the Barry Bonds.
Treyas was in here. Treyas still, yeah.
Hey, he still is.
Yeah.
I mean,
But you guys are
You think
Reuters.
Jones-
hey, dude, steroids doesn't make you tough. It doesn't make you tough. Don't give me that bullshit. It doesn't make you
Helps
tough.
you recover
But it makes
faster.
your beard
Makes you
huge.
recover faster, and I don't care. Hey, if he gets better fights, fuck it, let him choose.
All right.
I do think he fights again for the UFC,
You do?
and I think it's probably going to be a shit show. Honestly,
Gets busted again?
No, because
I mean, how many times are they
If they-
going to be able to do something where they're like, all right, dude, you can't fight anymore?
And if he has to come back clean, does he move down to 170?
No, he's naturally a big dude.
135.
I think they're saying 4 years. I think it's going to go down to 3 years. He's going to come back and fight, and then he's probably going to go out on his back. It's going to be 3 years without total ring rust, which we're going to see what happens with 5 years with GSP this weekend.
He's going to kick the shit out of Bisping.
Has it really been 5 years?
4 at least. It'll be 4 exactly, I think.
Well, since the alien thing's been 3.
He lost a year for an alien.
Yeah, from the aliens. Yeah.
Misha Tate recently formed, talked about this, AO8 Management. She is now going to be producing her first ever online workout program just for you.
Perfect.
Just for you, Joey.
I'm not going to work out with it, though.
I finally get to share my training, nutritional, and motivational tips. You can be your own champion 30-day challenge.
That picture on the right's airbrushed.
I'm gonna put on my VR goggles and watch it that way.
There you go.
And then lean up against the wall.
She's thicker. She's thicker in the middle than that. That's not her true.
This is before, like, retirement, and this is like her getting ready to film it. I'm just wondering, is it in her house? She's gonna film it in her house?
Why not?
The casting
You don't have to pay any overhead.
Just seems weird.
Green screen it.
Tax write-off.
Who was the one that Deadpool considered the less angry Rosie O'Donnell? That's kind of the way she got.
Gina Carano.
That's a great quote.
UFC heavyweight title challenger Gabriel Gonzaga, Man Bear Pig, was victorious in his pro boxing debut.
Really?
Yep.
Good for him.
He did win.
Didn't he go up against like a literal tomato can?
No, you're thinking of the guy from Bellator
That was MVP.
who didn't even punch him for 3 rounds. Sounds like another fight with a white guy from Ireland.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some other guy.
And the other guy threw 6 punches for an entire round.
Something like that.
But he totally got some on a
And
rematch.
he still won it.
He fought
It was
against
this
Alejandro
close.
Esplin Santiago. I don't know what his record is, but that's who he fought.
That's why you don't know what his record is. They don't want to put it up there.
That was his pro debut, and that was also so both of them were
His
making their pro
record is
debut.
fucking sponsored by Campbell's.
Both of them were making their pro debut. Not bad.
Good.
Wait, was that it? Was that 2-18? That was somebody's record.
No, that wasn't his. It was somebody else.
Okay.
So we really don't need to blow shit up? How'd you pull a
How'd you read
2-18
it?
off that?
He's been lying to us this whole time.
Over here.
Cope Combate is adding finally a English language broadcast, so maybe
some of that.
us people who don't understand Spanish will not be racist and will allow to be able to watch the fights
don't
now.
even say that. They made it English for us racist people.
Yeah, because before, remember, they were saying that people are not covering this because we're racist.
Well, it was hard to see through my white privilege TV.
You got to adjust the tint.
Yeah.
The heel. You gotta turn on the heel.
I've got a friend who can do that for you.
Into the Conor McGregor news of the week. Conor McGregor says that he will not step into the octagon unless he is a promoter. He says, I'm not stepping in unless I'm going to be part owner or a promoter of the event.
Why is he so afraid to defend a belt?
This is something that happened,
If he doesn't have a fight scheduled by the 19th, he does not have a belt.
And Dana's still trying to...
So Dana White said, as we go into negotiations with Conor McGregor, as always, there's always kinds of crazy stuff that are going on. We always get the deals done with Conor McGregor. I am very confident it will be easy to deal with, and we'll get it done.
It's November 3rd. I guarantee you he's not going to fight before the end of the year.
No, he won't fight before the end of
But
the year.
Dana already said he's trying to get him by the
But
end
they
of the
have
year.
to announce he has a fight by November 19th.
Yes. So my thing is I think, again, he's saying, it's got to be co-promoted. I think they're going to say, you know what, we're not going to, you can maybe be a sponsor of the event. Mayweather Promotions could be a sponsor of the event, or we'll give you a percentage of what happens on this event.
Me and McGregor?
Yeah, I'm talking about McGregor.
You said Mayweather Promotions.
Oh,
but
Mayweather, yeah. Excuse me, McGregor
it's such a dangerous precedent. I don't see them bowing to that.
Well, if they bow to it, I see a lot of fighters either walking or saying that they want adjustments on their contract.
Well, that's how we started seeing the pay-per-view points. That wasn't a thing before Brock Lesnar got it. And then all the other guys were like, wait, Brock Lesnar's getting pay-per-view points?
I don't know. I thought GSP's been getting pay-per-view points for a while.
Yeah, he was the first.
I'm pretty sure Brock was the first.
We can look into it, but yeah,
What was
I
that?
know
It was UFC
GSP was getting them
It was
for sure.
UFC 100 that Brock made his... No, was that his debut?
No, that wasn't his debut.
Yeah, it's just-
No, because his debut was against Mir at I think it was like UFC.
But the point is, it wasn't always a thing. And then somebody got it, then everybody
Correct.
else wanted it. So now if Conor can get a percentage of being a promoter or whatever, then everybody else is going to want that too.
Well, he'll just have to pay. If they pay the fighters well, more than what they're giving it to Reebok bullshit.
Yeah, seriously.
Then with the co-promotion, that kind of takes Reebok out of it. Mm-hmm. So
how many years do we have left on the Reebok thing? 3?
Fuck, I hope it's over at the end.
no,
of this.
we got a while.
Is it a long time?
We got a while. Yeah, the Fox deal will end before the Reebok deal.
Yeah, Fox is next. That's right.
Yeah. Also, with
I
the
still think they should give fighters a retainer fee if they want them on contract.
further into the more Conor McGregor news, obviously we talked about last week how after the Artem Lobov fight, he was talking to him and dropped the word faggot when talking about touchy-feely. He says now in another interview that I was whispering in the ear, and it is, I was speaking on that, and I said what I said. He says, I meant no disrespect to anybody of the LGBT community. I meant absolutely no disrespect.
I just use you people as an insult to somebody else. That's what I do.
The clip was automatically deleted by the UFC soon after this came out. He says, "You swear I was screaming at two people of the same sex kissing. I campaigned when we were trying to get same-sex marriage legalized. I was campaigning for that." It's just,
I have a black friend.
It's just another one of those things where
a gay black friend.
It's getting blown out of proportion. They just love to say any chance.
Combate.
They love to throw me under the bus. It is what it is. I'm just going to say sorry for what I said and try to move on.
Well, like somebody said online, if you're going to use that word so loosely when you think that nobody's paying attention, then obviously you're perfectly comfortable using it. I'm not making excuses for anybody. He said what he said.
Yeah.
What's odd about that, though, is the other story containing the same word. Do you have that up?
We'll talk about that here when we get to it, yeah.
Okay.
But also announced today, he will be on the cover of UFC 3. You can see with the double belt.
Well, when he was on the cover of UFC 2 with Ronda Rousey, that's when he immediately lost to Nate.
Yep, and so did Ronda Rousey.
So we'll see how him being on the cover with double belts.
Huh?
It's another curse. It has been.
It's video game curses. Yeah.
Well, Tom Brady is kind of breaking that curse right now.
Well, we'll see. It's not over yet,
The season ain't over yet. Yeah.
Wait till somebody Nancy Kerry gets them just to make sure the curse happens.
As soon as they got rid of Garoppolo, they kind of sealed their own fate. Well, we don't need a backup. That's when he's going to go down.
So again, how do you feel? Conor McGregor making the...
You know how I feel about...
He don't have two belts. I don't know why he's holding them.
You know how I feel about the whole Conor thing. I know that Terrill's...
Why don't they show the
Terrell's
picture
going to buy a
where-
copy of the game and doesn't even have a video game console.
I haven't.
Just to hold in his
I've never
sweet
even played
caress.
it. I've played the original. I'm not going to be Frank Shamrock and tap people.
You want to play that? I will play you that in the lobby before we leave. On PlayStation 1.
The Pride one was good too.
I have that too out there.
It was back forward. He catches it overhand right. He slept him. Hey, I remember the first time I did it, I was like, one punch.
I can win a game finally.
In one punch.
Never won anything in my life.
Oh, sorry, time is people. Tell anybody about it.
PFL had an actual event. Remember, this is the one for
All
charity.
right.
Who? Oh,
PFL.
This shirt that he got at the swap meet? Yeah,
Yep.
that one.
That's right.
Puffle.
Purple fat ladies, bro.
This is the one that was for charity.
that's a subside of Chunky Church bitches.
Yeah, Chunky Church business subsection.
Purple fat ladies?
Purple fat
They're
ladies.
the ones that wear the red hats?
Yeah, they wear crowns.
There was four fights on this card. Blagnov, Ivanov over Cal.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Alencar.
You go ahead. Fucking take the lead
Lance
on that one.
Palmer over Steven Seiler, Mike Kyle over Daniel Gilmore, and
Yeah.
Timur Valiev
Yeah.
over Jose Naldo Silva.
Yeah, they had a real slow fighter, Ivan Slakhanov.
The other thing that's going on with PFL is that Lance Palmer is in the tournament. He says he's like, I've signed with PFL. I have a contract with PFL
For the $1 million next year.
for the $1 million next year. However, they have yet to announce absolutely anything to any fighter about when they're taking place, if they're going to be in contract the entire year. Who's going to be able to
'Cause
get the money?
they're
Are we
supposed
going
to
to get
have-
paid the entire season?
They're
He says we're
they're
supposed. He
to
says
have their first event in January.
he says either it's a problem with exactly. Either it's a problem with communication or it's a part where they just don't know what the hell's going on or what system is going to work. There's something that they need to be planned and should be already in place. It's November. They need to start planning this thing. It's supposed to start in January. We should be signing to lock into contracts. He says, I guess it's supposed to be a season where you basically sign an entire year, but I haven't heard anything about what's going on. It's supposed to be a tournament style where you get $1 million. That's all I know. He says,
But
even
once you
though it's a new name, it's still the same people that are supposedly running it with Ray Cephal and Carlos Silva. A lot of people run the ins and outs, but I still don't know what's going on. There's nothing that's been told to us behind the scenes.
So what we understand, though, is once they sign on, they're employees, right?
Yeah.
Like a weekly or monthly check?
Yeah, except for no one signed on for a contract yet.
Well,
so are
he
they gonna,
is, apparently, right?
Well, he says he's entered in the tournament, but he has not had a contract yet that says you're going to be working next year. This is November, and this thing is supposed to be set up by January, and there's not yet a single
Because
person
they're all
that has
emailing,
anything.
they're all
what did-
emailing Milton.
and then
Milton's
what
supposed
did
to
Eric
be- he
say?
ain't
That
there
they're
no
going to
more.
throw another card on New Year's?
They're trying to throw a card on New Year's. Now, remember the last year they threw a card on New Year's? It was a 4,000-seat arena. They gave away 3,000 seats for free.
That's fuzzy math, my friend.
That's actual math. They counted 3,000 seats giveaway tickets. So my thing is like,
300 people showed up for it.
yeah, you have venture capitalists who bought World Series of Fighting, turned it into PFL, had this idea, had this concept. The concept is sound, like I think it should work, but yet nothing has moved forward.
Wait, does Paul Manafort have part to do with this? This is a laundering scheme through MMA.
I think they're gonna drop the bomb on us like maybe at the end of the month or something.
Do you think that
Putin comes out, major collusion.
Do you think Bellator will have a Grand Prix
They've got
before
Cefo's emails.
PFL even finishes the season?
Yeah.
What's that?
I said, do you think Bellator will have a Grand Prix of some sort before PFL even finishes their season?
Absolutely, because their season's supposed to last all year.
Right.
I heard rumors that Bellator is working on another heavyweight Grand Prix.
That wouldn't surprise me at all. It'll probably take place next summer.
I think UFC unveils their boxing
Before PFL finishes season.
Yeah.
So are you going back on our original bet where you gave them 5 years?
Oh no! They'll be around. We know the money's there. We know the money's there.
They just don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
So far, I'm winning.
Affliction
this bet.
had money too.
So far, I'm winning this bet. I'm
No,
just
you're
saying.
not. You said they wouldn't even have one, and now they're on 3.
they have
No,
it,
these are
though.
not. These are not the official PFL events that were supposed to
They're
start next
ran
year.
by PFL.
That's
PFL
bullshit.
1, 2, and 3.
Oh,
No,
so
these are the
See?
contract. No.
Semantics, people.
These are the
See what I deal with?
contracted events
Every day.
that World Series of
It's
Fighting
like-
had.
It's like,
we already
no.
talked about this.
I said a blue box with gray walls.
No,
You already
no.
talked
And
about
that
this.
is a gray walled blue box.
No.
You already talked about this. We already agreed on this.
I don't agree.
Dennis doesn't like to lose.
You know for a fact these were these World Series of Fighting.
World Series of
Play
Fighting,
back
they
the
had-
tape.
World Series of Fighting had 4 events that they had left on their contract, which we talked about.
And they changed the name early.
They changed the name
after
early.
we made our bets.
Is that his fault?
So have we? It's. I don't own PFL, people.
I don't know. You're the only one wearing the shirt.
Yeah, you really like them and think they're going far.
Delusion.
I do. I do. Hey, I'm the one monkey with just my hands over my ears. You know what I mean?
They're gonna go forever. They're gonna go forever. They're the next UFC. Don't tell me otherwise.
And I'm not seeing shit.
I never said the next UFC. I said maybe the next King of the Cage.
I think you went back to Bellator.
Middle ground.
Middle ground. Little weird news going on before we go into UFC 217, where we have Cody Garbrandt, obviously a member of Team Alpha Male. There's a lot of drama with these bros up in Sacramento.
Yeah.
A lot of drama.
So much has come out this week too.
The first bit of that drama is Justin Birchall's is no longer the head coach, according to Justin Birchall's. He says, I went to Alaska to fight at Alaska Fighting Championships. I came back and learned that I am no longer the head coach. He says, he said things have been changing in the new gym since a lot. He's like, I had a system put into place. There was I was in charge and I stuck to making things happen. And then all of a sudden I come home to a new system. Uriah explained to me that there are 5 head coaches. Everyone is a head coach, but I'm no longer the head coach. I just run the Muay Thai or kickboxing program. So I guess I'm the Muay Thai head coach? I don't really know.
So technically, he's still the head coach.
He says, no. He says, I get paid by the hour and I get paid by the class. Now I have 1 class a week where I was doing 4 classes before.
I just want to know who the wall head coach is.
So yeah, he's like, I was put in charge of the program from the beginning of last year. Now I am no longer. I'm just going to continue to do what I do.
So he went and did some shit on his own. Uriah got mad.
He says he doesn't understand why he's the head coach. He says,
He went up there to Alaska for Team Alpha Male though.
Yeah. And now Faber says in another podcast, well, honestly, it hasn't been much of a change. I mean, if he wants to be the head coach, he can be the head coach.
What if it's just?
I just think he was. I think Justin
buttons
is.
you wear at like round table. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. It's like
I'm the shift leader.
He says, I think Justin was having a little trouble with having a lot of guys in on the practice. So the idea was him to step down
badge on.
as the head coach, just make him the kickboxing coach. But now if he wants to be the head coach, that's fine. He can call himself whatever he wants.
No, but he wants to get paid.
Yeah.
Because they cut his pay.
That's what it comes down to.
They cut his pay when they cut his title.
Yeah. And then you have...
they put him in the basement and take his stapler.
They did.
Well, it all started when they got the
I mean, do you think this is a problem that Uriah has? Obviously, I mean, we've talked about there's been 5 different head coaches for Team Alpha Male.
Yes, that entire
since Bam
gym is little man syndrome.
Yeah.
That entire gym is.
Whoa.
Do you think it has to do with Uriah Faber wanting
can do
to
that
run the
joke,
business?
Because I'm little. I know what it's like, guys. Look at who I'm standing with.
Hey, nobody knows better than Atterbury. What's up, man?
Do you feel like Uriah Faber's just kind of got like he wants to be involved in all the money and too much control over it?
I think he's still pissed off that he never got gold.
You think so? I mean, he brings Dwayne in. Dwayne basically latches himself onto TJ, makes TJ champion. Mm-hmm. They decide to leave.
Yep.
You bring in Birchall's now, who latches on to Cody. Cody's now the champion. But Birchall, you got to go. I mean, what's going on up there?
He's pissed off that none of them could make him champion.
Well, when you have the Asian guy with the glasses, the sunglasses on, running around and carrying you from ring to ring.
Yeah, your hype man.
Your hype man that's all super excited when they win and spin in circles and shit.
I don't know,
That's
man.
not a coach, man. Like what?
It's a cheerleader.
That's a cheerleader. That's what he looked like. Like stuff's nuts, man. I mean, have you had any reaction with any of the alpha male guys?
A couple. There's a couple of them. But I don't know. I think it's when they built that new facility.
Yeah.
Obviously, and I think they even mentioned it. Once they built that, stuff's kind of changed. He's obviously, he's getting cut on classes.
It's growing pains then.
Yeah.
It's cutting classes. Hey, guys aren't winning, not getting paid as much. Your cut goes away.
Pretty interesting. At the press conference that happened yesterday, press conference that happened yesterday, we had a bunch of GSP fans dressed up like GSP. So if anybody forgot about GSP, these people didn't. Come to find out, they all got fucking paid to show up like this.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Like protesters?
No, as in support. They're GSP fans. He doesn't have any real fans. These are his fans.
They paid his fans.
They paid his fans to show up and dress up.
and they gave him.
After?
Who fucking broke
right?
Kafabi on this? Like, which one of these gag order people did not sign the gag order and was like, oh yeah, I got paid to be
I
here?
got paid to be here.
Like, if you're trying to make a thing happen, you're not supposed to talk about it.
They all just answered a Craigslist ad.
But there's still a lot of people who won't know
Who GSP is?
No, well, that happened.
They got a free fucking kimono out of it. They're all stoked.
They're not.
Well, say this, I like Michael Bisping. Does anybody really know who he is?
I thought they were a Karate Kid.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
cosplayer.
They thought they were getting
Cosplayers.
Karate Kid costumes.
Yeah.
The day after Halloween.
Hey, don't get me started about Daniel. He was the bad guy. Just so you guys know.
Fucking bully.
Fucking bully, right?
Bully.
Further going into we're back to the Team Alpha Male thing. Cody Garbrandt, again, pushing the edge of the envelope, trying to really get in TJ's head. At the press conference, he was saying all kinds of stuff, talking about how Dillashaw was on performance-enhancing drugs and showed everyone at Team Alpha Male how to do it.
Yeah, they're fucking brilliant.
Not going to be something you want to fucking say, dumbass.
You showed all of us how to shoot up.
You showed all of us how to do performance-enhancing drugs, get away with it. But
And then look, he puts out this video.
So then he released this video
of Slender Man fighting Bigfoot.
Yeah, he released this video of, he says, that guy motherfucker says, this guy's a liar. He says, I never KO'd him. Here's the video. He also says he never took PEDs and he never cheap shot at an opponent or a teammate, which one of the teammates, obviously, I think we talked about,
Nick.
says that he basically got hit in the head and he ended his fight career.
Well, he doesn't
He
talk
got
about
kneed.
it.
No,
He doesn't
everybody else does. He says he doesn't want to talk about it.
Right.
So you have, this is...
Remember it.
This is the screenshot number one we have, where we have, this guy, this blurb fighting this blurb. This blurb knocks down this blurb. I'm pretty sure this guy gets up because this is where the video ends.
That looks more like wall head position.
No, he does get up. He's not out.
You don't see the video. You don't see him get up though. This is where the video ends.
But it looks like it
starts to get
It looks
up.
like a knockdown.
And then I found out some news.
And then steroids? Do steroids fall out of his pocket when this happens?
I
'Cause
think
he
so.
says that this video proves both things.
Well, yeah, but I found the camera in which this was taken. It's obviously pretty high def potato. One of the worst fucking videos I've seen, where it's like Shadow Monster number 1 fights Shadow Monster number 2,
people are
knocks
saying-
him down. As you can tell, that's Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw.
Well, people are saying it's definitely TJ Dillashaw because of the fight stance that he has.
It looks like TJ because of the fight stance.
Yeah.
yeah, because you couldn't get somebody to take a blurry video and have somebody take a fight stance.
I mean, you could do a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah, you ever seen the Zapruder film?
Have you, the Bigfoot one?
Chris Holdsworth was the guy that got hit in the head, by the way.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Nick something. All right.
Chris Holdsworth. So yeah, further getting into his head, released this video
2 days before the fight.
2
Yeah.
days before the fight. More things going on before the fight. We have Michael Bisping and Jorge Masvidal getting into it
Not even in the same weight class.
at a hotel room, or in the hotel that they're staying in.
How stupid you got to
Nobody
feel?
likes Bisping.
If you see the video of this, how
Except
stupid
for
you got to
you.
feel?
I do.
I like Bisping.
No, you don't.
I like Bisping.
No, you don't. You're an American, and you're proud to be an American, aren't you?
No,
I like-
Josh says that's racist. It can't be American.
You can't proud to be American because
Right.
that's
That's
racist.
Terrill, always trying to force things into my mouth.
I like
More
Bisping.
ways than one.
I was the one who was rooting for Bisping for the last
For a
10
long
years.
time,
Yeah.
until this, right? Until
Well,
these
that's
things.
everyone
happened.
got mad when he beat up when he wanted to fight the deaf guy.
Oh, you mean when he
Whatever.
beat Matt Hamill and then won a decision because he was fighting in front of the hometown crowd when he really lost that fight?
Home cooking.
Semantics.
Whatever, man.
Or you mean where he was a dirty fighter?
He still got the W.
He was poking guys in the eye or kicking people when they were down, like when he did that what was that, George Santiago, right?
Or when he got knocked out and still won the fight.
Yeah.
Hey,
Still got the W.
Yeah.
It still got the W.
Still got the W.
Who has the belt?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. I know.
Okay.
Jorge Masvidal says he's basically been upset with him since he's like going on the rants about, he's like, I was giving my opinion on the fight when he was going to fight Yoel, and he said he thought Yoel would win. And then he went on some rant attacking me, also ripping up the Cuban flag, which is also my home country. So maybe he goes, the guy's a coward. This happened in a hotel. They were kind of going back and forth, calling, fuck you, fuck this, fuck that. My favorite part about the whole video
is that Bisping's trying to get in an elevator and he can't?
and he can't get in the. Yeah, he's like, fuck, goddamn, the elevator's not fucking starting. And then only that, but he's like, have some fucking class, you fucker, you piece of shit, you garbage, have some class. That's Bisping.
Yeah.
Have some class. Why don't you just be like,
That's Britain.
yeah, but to say have class,
No, he never said cunt.
to say
You cunt.
have class is like total opposite of what he's doing.
But we know that Bisping doesn't have any class. I mean, he cut the promo after he won the belt.
And he has
Yeah.
no shit talking skills.
Yeah. He said, you're a piece of trash. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And then you got Game Bread. This video has been taken down.
Because at the end of the video, Game Bread calls him a faggot.
Calls him a faggot.
And nobody's talking about this. And it happened.
Yeah. It
Yeah, but
happened.
he's not really gay.
The video got taken down, so maybe there's no proof that it happened. But they got into it.
It's the internet. If it's not on the internet, it never happened.
They got into it again today at the weigh-ins
yeah.
while they're doing the backstage stuff. They were yelling at each other again. Game Bread says, said just tell him to bring it. He's like, backyard. What do you say? Backyard's the bright lights. That's his hashtag for this whole fight.
Whatever. This doesn't make news until they do it in the ER.
Well, he better win. I'm just saying. And
They're two different weight classes.
But what's wrong with ripping up a communist flag?
All right, before we get into this, these guys have been busy this week doing interviews. We also got Nick, MMA Pixel's been busy this week. We got 4 interviews up this week. We got one from Bellator, which is Phil Davis, who fights. Does he fight tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight. We'll get
Tonight,
into
Phil
that,
Davis.
yep.
We're going to be getting into
I found
that.
out somebody poisoned his dog. It's weird. Go listen to it.
It's crazy.
Might have poisoned his dog.
It's the only time I've ever heard these two speechless. It's like
we didn't know what the hell was going
we
on.
didn't know what was going on. We thought Phil was having a breakdown, dude.
At first, I thought Phil was having a great day, and then he starts going on about this,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh.
And then we got 2 kids from Iowa who are trying to come up in King of the Cage, 155er and a 135er. The 135er is also a boxer, and that's Draco and Blaze Gill. And then the one that came out today is Thug Rose, who's
Gave a great interview with us yesterday.
Dude, you can't phase that kid. She's like, I'm not playing into. I just don't care.
Yeah.
And the return of Captain P, dude, I laughed so hard. I think that's just great. Her and Pat Barry just got that. It's a weird bond between the two of them.
It's good, though.
It's good.
Good stuff. Go check it out when you get a chance. It's up on our podcast page.
Then we can jump into, this was UFC Fight Night 119. This happened on Fox Sports 1 in Brazil. You want to go over the whole card or go to the main card?
Let's just do main card.
We'll scoot up to the main card.
Yeah, so John Lineker got a win over Marlon Vera. This was a unanimous decision. Thiago Santos gets a TKO over Jack Hermanson, right? Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Hermanson.
Francisco Trinaldo gets a win over Jim Miller with unanimous decision. Pedro Munoz over Rob Font with a guillotine choke. Colby Covington gets a UD over Damian Maia.
And goes full heel.
That's right.
Goes full heel.
Hey, they had to move him around all week. They tried to kill him all week.
No. They had to move him after the comments.
No, they were moving him around before. Didn't
they
you
had
see the
they
letter?
had security
The
with him
letter
before.
that he turned back in. He goes, "I'm sorry."
This
right
one?
here.
No. This is after.
No.
This is after.
Okay.
He goes in there and says that.
This isn't after. This is the whole reason that led up to it. He said that he was saying that. He said that because he was threatened before the fight. He had things thrown at him before the fight. He had to have security at his hotel room before the fight.
This is what I've been told it was after.
It's before.
Then why was it posted after?
This is his formal apology for what he did.
Yeah, you can't apologize for shit you ain't done yet.
That's what I'm saying. So this came out after what he did in the
He
octagon.
called them filthy animals because of his treatment in that country leading up to the fight.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. He says he went full heel because he just basically, that's what he does. He wanted to call somebody out. He's been talking trash about Lyoto Machida. His post-fight interview, he says, we don't need a translator. He said, Brazil, this place is a dump, and you're all a bunch of filthy animals.
Okay.
That is a horrible choice of words.
First of all, like
It's
I
a little
said,
rough, but I would go get a cup of water and test it.
As this happened,
Brazil kind of is a dump. I mean, not only the Olympics.
the Brazilians
The
immediately
views
started
expressed by
booing.
Josh and Joey aren't exactly the views expressed by
The Brazilians
Split Decision
immediately
MMA.
started
Whatever.
booing and throwing trash at him as he was leaving the octagon, in which security was like, oh, fuck, he's going to die.
Yeah.
So they all started getting around him and took him back to his hotel room, where then they said, you're not allowed to leave your hotel room. You need to stay here because of your safety. Not before, after the fight.
But it also happened before, which is what
moved
led
it-
to his comments.
They moved it. They actually moved rooms.
And so he decided to poke the bear, and then he got shit thrown at him on the way out, and then he tripped over some AIDS because he was in Brazil. And then they got him back to his hotel room, and they kept him there until it was time to fly
He
home.
then says he releases, the day after he releases a formal apology. By the way, I have not found any news that says he's been talking trash about Brazil until this, because everyone was like, why did he do this?
No, he did. That's what
I
I'm
didn't
trying
see
to
anything.
That's
Can you
what,
show
that's
me?
what
I'm
we're telling
trying
you.
to
He
explain.
wasn't talking
He
trash.
wasn't talking trash.
They were
talking trash. So besides the
before we
Brazilians
got
saying
there.
you're going to die, which they say to everybody.
Oh, so now it's okay.
No. I'm just saying. They
Now
say,
death threats are okay.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they say that's everybody. Do they not?
They do, but that's victim blaming.
Okay, so is he saying that he's going to call him a dump because they're saying you're going to die, or is he actually getting threats and they were at his hotel?
I think the worst part is the filthy animal. Everything else.
Well, he did apologize. He says, I went to work last week where I was screamed at, spit at, assaulted
There are
with water bottles
so
and
many
other
other
objects.
things you could say worse than filthy
I
animals.
was
but when you're
serenaded
saying
by 10,000
everybody there is
voices.
filthy
You were going to
animals.
die.
These all you regurgitating cunt muscles.
My employer had to place me in
I don't.
security in
I
a hotel.
don't understand why it's such a bad thing. I personally don't get it. I mean,
I'm
fucking,
formally apologizing to any filthy animal I offended by calling them.
which is the best
comparing them
apology
to my
ever.
hosts.
I mean, shit.
Yeah, he might have just watched, what is that, Home Alone?
Home Alone. Kevin McAllister did the same fucking thing.
Keep the change.
You filthy animal.
Senior Vice President David Shaw was not impressed and said that overall, I thought the fan reactions
with what you did in Brazil.
of the course were fantastic. However, the Brazilian fans were obviously very intelligent, very knowledgeable of the sport, very scrutinizing. In terms of fan reactions to Covington fighting, there is no way for us to support any fans throwing any items at any staff or fighters. However, having that being said, we are taking the situation with Covington very seriously, reviewing our code of conduct committee for something that we are not very happy about.
All right. It's my white privilege. I'm sorry. I just don't understand, man.
Brazil's just mad.
No, I'm just
Brazil's
showing you what
mad.
they
They're
did.
not-
What they did to
don't have
Oh
any
yeah,
say,
no,
yeah.
of course, but they're gonna go and review their policy
Brazil
and
have
stuff
any
because he called them a name,
Jose,
words.
Aldo.
He's not a champ though.
Yeah, he is.
Didn't Chael Sonnen say he was
Oh,
gonna
no, he
fucking
lost
that Big Nog
lost
was
to
trying to
Holloway.
feed
Yeah,
a
you're
bus
right.
a carrot?
Yeah, but that was before the new owners.
Yeah, all right.
That's what I'm saying. This all happened after the new
Oh,
owners. So the new
we're
owners were like,
kinder,
oh shit.
gentler UFC.
Yeah.
I think it's dumb.
He was trying to feed a bus a carrot.
Chael Sonnen said that Big Nog was trying to feed a bus a carrot because he'd never seen one
Well,
before.
like a cow is like a Portuguese bus, right?
Are you talking about their women?
Wow.
That's just mean, man.
Pygmy cow.
That same night in the main event, Derek Brunson did knockout Lyoto Machida 2 minutes 30 seconds
Now I'm
in
going to
round
start getting
one.
death threats and bottles.
What do you see happens with any of these guys? Any fights you like to put up?
I want to see now.
Do you think Colby Covington should go up against another Brazilian
No, never.
I want to see Machida put his gloves down in the middle of the ring
and retire?
and retire
But
and
what's
take Rashad with you. You know what I mean?
welterweight? What's welterweight? That's 85,
70.
70. Yeah, have him fight Dos Anjos.
That's lightweight.
Have him do catch somewhere.
We have Bellator going down this weekend. It's going down tonight, right?
Yeah, yes it is.
Going down tonight on your main event. You can see on Spike TV.
Ed Ruth takes on Chris Dempsey. Zach Freeman going up against Saad Awad. Phil Davis takes on Leandro Lieti and
Leonardo.
Late.
Whatever.
He did really good on the last card. I was
I
going
know,
to say
I
something,
know,
but
that's
now
good.
you fucking erased him.
Lamalay
Reset the counter.
Lamalay McFarland. I like that. It's fucking
Is this
Lamalay.
Seth's cousin?
Going up against Emily Ducati. I don't know.
Ducote
Sure. Ducote. Ryan Bader taking on Linton Vassell,
defending his light heavyweight championship.
which Phil Davis really wants back.
Really, Davis wants back. Phil Davis, this whole fight's going down at Penn State. Phil Davis and Ed Ruth, both from Penn State, both alumni.
If he comes out in the singlet now just because you guys interview, that'd be awesome.
I want to see him come out eating sticky buns. Also going down this weekend, we have UFC 217.
217.
Happening at Madison Square Garden. Big card. Awesome fight card, actually, when you look at the whole thing. You want to do the whole card? Or you
Yeah,
want
let's do the whole card.
Let's run it, man. Run the jewels. No, let's not. I can't pronounce those names. Let's start up there.
Ayman
Sports
Zahabi.
Ayman Zahabi going up against Ricardo Ramos. Ian Kudabala taking on Michael. Yeah, right.
Say it fast.
Oleksiak.
Oleski Olenek taking on Curtis Blades.
Wait, you got this guy's last name splitting into two and taking on Curtis Blades?
That's what that is, isn't it? He's got 2 fights that night. So you can only click on him when you split his name in half. Randy Brown going up against Mickey Gall. OSP on the undercard going up against Corey Anderson.
Poor Corey Anderson.
Poor Corey. Walt Harris taking on Mark Godbeer. Didn't he just fight?
Godbeer got taken out of the fight.
Godbeer.
Oh, that's right. That's right. James Vick taking on Joseph Duffy. And then that's on Fox Sports 1. Your main card, of course, is a pay-per-view. Pig Rig made weight. Johnny Hendricks going up against Paulo Borchina.
Which, by the way,
Sounds like a pickled
did he make
pepper.
weight?
he did make weight.
Yeah.
Nobody, not one of us, chose Pig Rig.
No.
Everybody chose Paulo, who also wants to change his nickname to the Eraser because apparently his nickname is Little Rubber. In Portuguese, and that's because he's really flexible. It was given to him by his brother, but because the name is not translating well, he's like, I should change it to the Eraser.
Little Rubber.
It should be like a pickled pepper, dude. That's what that borrachina's, right? Isn't that what you wrap in salami with the cheese?
Peppercino.
Oh, peppercino.
Wow, that's way off.
Way off.
That was
It's close
That was
enough.
horrible.
I'm just hungry.
Do we got any of those?
Some pepperoncinis. I got
I was hanging out in the glass shop next door earlier. I'm starving now.
Stephen Thompson up against George Masvidal. This is going to be a brutal fight.
Who do you guys got?
I'm taking Thompson in this one.
Oh, Masvidal.
Masvidal.
Oh, yeah. Did you see him?
You
Just
and
the
me-
way he was like stepping to the elevator?
By the way, you and me are the only ones that took Masvidal, so he's definitely the underdog going into this
Oh,
fight.
Eric didn't even take I haven't seen the.
Nope.
You put it out?
It's
I haven't
up.
seen it.
It's up.
What did Eric pick? He's doing pretty good.
I might need to change my picks.
Eric and Nick. Yeah.
Thompson.
Yeah, it's Thompson.
Yeah.
All right.
Because he said you guys were the only 2 that picked
Okay.
Masvidal. So that would
Hey,
buy.
that kind of knows
again,
it
that's
down.
math. That's math.
That's math.
Science, you guys, Josh.
Fake news.
You act like I listen to
Apparently,
anybody.
I don't know what I'm talking about, so don't ask me.
Yeah.
Detective CSI shit just happened right now.
Yeah.
If those 2, then there's the other 4.
Wait a minute. What am I missing here?
Flat Earth.
Put the glasses on.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk going on up against Rose Namajunas. I got Joanna champion in this one.
Everybody took the champion except for Dennis down here.
Dennis
going
got
with the
Thug Rose.
underdog.
Yep.
How does she do it?
I think she submits her.
Submission.
Wow.
I would like to see Joanna on the ground. There hasn't been a lot of fights where she's gone to the ground.
Because I think
don't
that she'll
she's been tested
just
there.
like run at
Other
her and
than-
take the beating.
Other than obviously her first fight where she got the belt when she went up against Carla Esparza, who was a great wrestler, but Carly was like, "Fuck, I can't get the takedown." And she punches me in the face.
Yeah.
So like, I think this is going to be actually a really good test.
No,
for her.
that's gonna be an awesome.
Really
So
good
who
test.
else picked with me on that
I think
one?
it's going to be 5
Just
of the
you.
year.
Just you.
So that was just me.
Just
you.
you.
Okay.
Fight of the year.
That's going to be 5 of the
You
year.
got a lot of that weight on your shoulders, man.
Only 115 pounds, no big deal.
Cody Garbrandt going up against TJ Dillashaw, of course, with their belts. I got Dillashaw on this one.
This one got split right down the middle, I think.
Terrill?
I'll go with Dillashaw. I don't like Cody that much.
He's gonna change by the time the fight happens.
I mean, Cody
Change how?
no, him.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
Cody Garbrandt
I fucking
got.
told you it was Garbrandt, yo.
How did Cody Garbrandt end up with the belt?
He beat Dominic Cruz.
And
Yeah.
Cruz beat Dillashaw?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Decisively.
Yeah, well, that's MMA math. I'm not saying a triangle.
I got Cody in this fight.
Yeah.
I got TJ.
But his back, remember, his back is suspect. There's something wrong with his back. We don't know if it's fixed.
Well, and obviously his training camp seems a little, team out.
a little drama.
Yeah.
And Bisping, the Count, defends his belt up against the
Bisping.
long-awaited return for George St. Pierre.
Now,
George St. Pierre.
Hey, if he beats George St. Pierre, can you call him he's one of the GOATs?
No.
Look at fucking
Hey, come
Terrell's
on.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know why? Who is he beating that you're going to call him the GOAT? If you
Why?
say Anderson
Why?
Silva,
He beat it doesn't matter. On paper, he beat him.
I don't think he beat him. I think he won that decision. B, he also beat Anderson Silva when Anderson Silva's already lost like 4 fights.
We got Rockhold. He knocked him out. which
I'm
is
not.
super-
I'm
Oh,
not.
bullshit.
That was super funny, though.
That was
super funny.
That was he just got caught.
Yeah, he got caught.
He got caught talking shit.
And Luke
Yeah.
was like, I don't need to train for this.
Hey,
It's fucking
because
Bisbee.
everybody up here knows once you don't choose to get knocked out.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm doing good, and then you wake up to a bunch of people looking at you like,
And you can't tie your shoes anymore.
I think GSP's making a mistake. He's coming out of hiding. The aliens are going to find him.
I took GSP in this one. It's going to be weird because GSP obviously relies on a 4-year layoff.
Yeah, but that dude trains hard.
He relies heavily on his takedowns, and Bisping's got some really good takedown defense. So it's going to be interesting to see how
It
that
will be
works
interesting.
It's going to be boring for
I
a
think
lot
for
of
the first time-
casuals. They're going to be like, "What is this?"
I think for the
Why
first
is
time I
this-
took Bisping.
Yeah.
Yeah, and did not take GSP in a fight.
I don't know why I took GSP, to be honest with you, but I did.
jabs is going to be a.
Like Bisping, like George St. Pierre can't jab. Did you see what he did to Josh Koscheck's
No,
eye?
I'm saying it's going to be all. No, I'm saying it's going to be all.
What's the
it's
height
gonna be all
difference in this
jabs.
fight?
Like, it's
What's
gonna
that?
What's the height difference in this fight?
Height difference? I don't know.
Yeah, he might knock Bisping's eye straight.
Because he's so low? Or because he's the same height? Like, what do we got here?
Well, just because he jabs people's eye sockets. That's good.
5'10" and Bisping 6'1".
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So 3 inches. Okay.
That's the difference between ooh and ah.
That really is.
Yeah.
I knew that when I was 20
But-
pounds lighter.
GSP has the reach advantage by half an inch.
GSP has a reach advantage?
By half an inch.
All right. Well, this is going to be jab fest, like you said.
They do that knuckle dragging arm stretching
These guys are
thing.
going to jab each other to get them box.
Yeah. It's going to be fun to see. It's going to be fun to see GSP come back.
If I was GSP, I would just come at that one eye.
The one that
yeah.
can't see?
Yeah.
We know he's going
Keep
to.
circling into the blind
He's
eye.
not stupid.
Blind
Yeah,
eye.
absolutely. So this is going down tomorrow night, UFC 217
Poke
from
him in the
Madison
good eye
Square
too. To
Garden.
be like, oh, sorry, one. You get one good poke.
You get
right?
one good poke.
One
Well,
good
if
poke.
you're-
Kick him in the nuts, and then circle to the blind eye.
That's how you play the game.
I got the game down.
It's fucking chess, not checkers, man.
Come to the 209. That's how we fight.
That's exactly how we fight. UFC 217 tomorrow night, Madison Square Garden on November 18th. If you happen to be in the Central Valley, make sure you check out WarFC, which is happening at the Modesto Centre Plaza in downtown Modesto.
Centra Plaza.
What the fuck ever, man.
Centra? It's the same thing.
Centra.
Center.
Was it Italian?
R-E, not E-R.
Centre?
The Centre
Centre. Centre Plaza.
Plaza.
He'll be in a Tarzan outfit. You'll be able to find him easy. Big thanks for listening. Of course, thanks to our sponsors, MyMMAnews.com. They do this 24/7. We do it once a week. So if you want breaking news, make sure you follow them on their Twitter or their website. And our other sponsor, Dependable Solutions. If you're looking to innovate your business, looking to take credit cards because you don't, or you want a better business to take credit cards for you, check out Dependable Solutions as well. You can find us at SD_MMA on Twitter and Instagram. Split Decision MMA Podcast on Facebook. Our website, splitdecisionmma.com. And make sure you follow us on iHeartRadio. From the SinCal studios, it is Bueller, Dodge, and Dennis saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.